Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So, just tapping away on some selenite. I'm at my desk typing away. I don't know if this dates me, but I remember having typing class in high school. Maybe they were preparing me for my future career, tapping on some selenite. Who knew? How are you? How are you feeling today? $7:56. What does that say to me when I think of asking you how you're feeling? 56 is the birth year of someone that I know that spends a lot of their time in an alternative reality due to substance. 7 is the higher self, right? The 7D. The 7 energies. Probably what most of us would see as the kind of rough riding angels, right? So the message that it sends to me this morning is, if you're connecting in, you may be being asked to ground yourself, come back into this density, however you see this density, get out of the higher chakras and sit. So that you can begin to bridge the worlds, right? You have to be present to be able to bridge yourself to the anew. There may be some feelings that are coming up today that keep going round and round and round and round with and about. Like you're on the Indy 500. Good morning, Leslie. You're encouraged to, good morning, Charles. What do they call that? The pit? I think they call that the pit, don't they? Good morning, Patrice. They call that the pit in the Indy 5. I don't know much about race car, but for whatever reason, that's the example that's wanting to come forward right now. Get in the pit. Ground. Get out of the higher chakras. For today. For today. So that you can settle in whatever the energy is that's opening up for you today. It's going to be different for all of us, but it definitely is in the anew energy. It's just wherever you're at on the path. But sit down. Relax. Just breathe for a second. Let's just settle into where we are right now. What are you doing? Slow down. I see that the video, when I'm doing it, is slowing, at least on my end. There's some pause. So slow down. Sit down. In the pit though. Don't be afraid of it. There's nothing to be afraid of. We're getting ourselves ready to be able to maintain with whatever it is that's going on around us. To not be afraid. If you are grounded in the pit, nothing can touch you. But it will be important to understand that there will be tragedy going on around. And I don't say that to cause panic or fear, but there are some things that are going to erupt. And remember that whoever is in that scenario, that scene, that is what their soul is choosing for the lesson, for their commitment to the earth. That's why it's important to not see anyone as bad. Because we all have our own blueprint. Right? Good morning, Sean. So there's a lot of coding, a lot of frequency alchemy, a lot of quantum healing that's coming through this morning, through me, through the movements, through my tone, and just through the energy of maybe my eyes. Something's coming off my skin. That whatever is meant to connect with you, if you're open to it, will. Again, this is a readying, so you feel very grounded. It's encouraged to move away from the news and the TV. You can watch whatever you feel called to or to do, but to move more into what you know and what you see, what you experience through you. Okay. I think that's it. So, let's set an intention by lighting a candle. Well, maybe that's not quite it. We got a little bit more in there. Okay. Good morning, Sue. So, let me take a drink of my coffee. what if just to make sure that, well, not make sure, just to share with people that are unfamiliar. One of the common terms is known as light language. Um, Kind of been pushed to move away from that term though, because it means so many different things. But it's just really a frequency and movement and tone and visual and sight and sensory. And if we understand that, good morning, Guru, that everything is energy, that actually helps us settle more where we're at, or maybe break up stuff that we're working on, or connect in deeper more with ourself and our emotional body, balance our mind. And we do it all the time. I mean, that's why it's known as one of the is body language, and what it's constantly saying without saying anything. That is what telepathy is. I mean, at its most basic components, it's the frequency, it's the alchemy, it's the movement, it's the quantum field, and we all do it. But there are some of us that are here right now to help break up the grid energy, help connect in with a new grid energy, to help just awaken and help people move forward. It's also known as the native tongue. We all have our, if you really think about it, see just how here on Earth we have mouths, and we have, good morning, frequency healer, Joshua, good morning, Cap. Since we have mouths here, and we're in the physical form, and we have sensory that we can hear, our voice or our language from our mouth is really human. Language, how I see it, or how it's shared with me, is really more in like movement of some sort. Now, there is color involved in that. Yes, it can be. It's fluid, and so we understand that as movement here in the human body. But frankly, we all do it. Dance, how we walk. Why do we think we can, somebody that we love, we can tell from a million miles away by the back of their head, just by simply how they move their head? That is telepathy. It's just, it's not necessarily how, the only frequency is love. Yeah, but what does that mean? You know, we say these, we make these statements, but they're so blanketed that for people that are awakening, what does that mean? Because love is really, love doesn't always look like how we define love. So some of the purest love is the darkest. Some of our worst enemies here on earth are those that love us the most on the other side, because it's hard to play the bad guy. And some of us that are in very, very complicated relationships are living that right now. And we're moving through all sorts of layers of karma, whether it was, if you think about it as past lives, or you just think about grid, earth healing. Yeah, love is all things, anger, sadness, etc. It's everything. But when we make these blanket statements, I think that it doesn't really help those around us that maybe don't really know what that means, or even us. It's eternal. Yeah, it's important for us to even define that, because I think even if we kind of know that, it's easy to forget that, right? Because we have our human emotions that come through and that are asking to be acknowledged. And I know that sometimes when things happen in a very complicated relationship that I will have a tendency to then get onto some thoughts that maybe are destructive. And even those are important. even those are love. I mean, that helps break down some barriers so I can get to another side. Or you think about when we go through significant distress of some sort, it's important for us to experience that experience. Even people that live very, one of the things that like gets shared with me, good morning, Anouk, it's like, even like places of starvation, places of war. Now it's not quite this simple, but at the end of the day, how we can understand it is those souls living there have chosen that life path for an expression of their soul. Good morning, William. For a lesson, for a commitment to the earth, to the evolution. But you know what? And not being angry, but thankful. It's important to also be angry. Yeah. It's important to allow ourselves to experience. All emotion is healing. And during this, good morning, Zed, during this rapid evolution of the earth that we chose to be a part of right now, but I want to answer, Anouk, it's not even just a choice. It's a must. Our souls are asking, say, you must express. You must. And then finding being unconditional leads to pure love. Let's talk about this in real terms, though, okay? In real terms, not just spirituality. Because if you're here, either you're moving through your own evolution, or maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a sharer, maybe you're a front runner, maybe you're a grid worker, maybe you're a light worker. You heard someone say yesterday that they've been trapped and we haven't been evolving for years, and I'm like, no. I can't read the rest of it, Joshua, but I do like to be called Josh. For some reason, I want to call you Josh. Anyways. We've never been trapped, right? This has always been. This has always been, and that's really, it's hard to say that, because it then sometimes takes away from the truth that, well, then if it's always been this way, well, then I don't deserve to be upset, angry, or see the poverty stricken, see the horribleness and want to do something about it, because, well, that's what they chose. No. We are, if we feel compelled, if we feel moved to take action, then to take action of some sort. And even that's a lesson. But if you think about evolution, it takes millions of years on a planet that wouldn't even have species on it. But we have live species on this, and this taken 3,000 years. I'm just throwing that number out. I don't know the exact date, but it's probably pretty darn close. For us to evolve quickly out of the animal kingdom, the denseness of the animal kingdom, into our own. And I just noticed when I did that, the camera slowed down. And into the fluidity of time versus the linearism of it. But again, going back to this understanding of that everything's love. Everything is authenticity. Finding the truth in the emotional expression that you're experiencing right now is love. The emotional expression that you are experiencing right now. And if you can connect to that and feel a settledness within you of some sort, if you can connect to that, that is a true expression of love. Now that expression may mean, I'm gonna go take care of some business here in a harder way. Some of us, the Rough Riders, that's love. That's what their souls our souls are called to do. There is a requirement for a destruction energy. Some of us are creators and destroyers. And on a soul level, we all are, if we go closer back to source point. But some of us are here to show that the darkness can be beautiful too. To not be afraid of that. It helps us build. So, let's light a candle. Set the intention that we honor the vortex. The vortex, too. We honor the vortex within us, right? Our hearts. Some of that vortex is fiery. Some of it is dark. Some of it, ooh, it has beautiful coloring. Look at what's on the wall. What does that remind you of? Look at it compared to my body. What is the message being sent to you? And I noticed that on my screen, I have like a piece of dirt or something, and it's right where my third eye is. So look at the creator points in my eyes right now. It's like I got the cup or the Trinity upside down, or the claw. And then look at the design in the background with the light coming into the window. There is a violet. But what does this light, can you make a picture in your head? What does it remind you of? And there's this strong line that's coming down. Good morning, Anthony. What does it remind you of? What do you see? That's how you see into different densities. If you can make a picture of that and it means something, it actually maybe doesn't even have to, but you just allow your eyes to form something with it, you're seeing in a different density. I used to think like, oh, you were just gonna, like in the movies, all of a sudden like and sometimes it does happen, like a portal opens up and you see through. But often density, understanding it, seeing in it, seeing through the veil, is being able to make something out of the light or the image that shows up around you, the negative, you know, the outlines. That is you trying to talk to yourself. Or whether you see it as ancestors or angels or earth or ET or God, nature. So let's light another, I was going to say another candle. This ain't a candle, this is a match. If I can actually, okay, so now I'm burping, which is fear, releasing fear for me. So what are we releasing right now? Let's set this candle to release the fear that we're not doing it right. That's a pretty common fear, isn't it? Ooh, that's a big flame, isn't it? That we're gonna go up in flames. We're not doing it right. We're always doing it right. Sorry about my nails, they're all messed up, but I was cleaning yesterday. Arcturus behind you. You know what? I just took over a group that's called Arcturians, Palladians, and Andromedans, the keepers of the light. If you're interested, go check it out. I'm actually thinking about doing something. It's got a pretty decent following. It's like about 60,000, I think. I'm gonna do something with that. But let's get back to the candle. I would like to set this intention today and remind ourselves that we're doing nothing wrong. Nothing. It's not even possible. What is the lesson you're learning right now? Is it one you wish to continue to learn, or is it one you wish to move out of? Be mindful of your language and how you use it. That is a great piece of what we create with. The throat chakra. But if you wish to set your own intention, go right ahead. I will hold space for you. Be human today. Be your human self. You don't have to be anything else but you. That's way better than any blue person, any light being, any angel, any god or goddess. You. Because you are a god or a goddess at source point that came here to experience you. So don't forget to do that today. Yeah, it's beautiful to be able to connect with a pure source of energy, a power that lives from within. But that doesn't make you great. What makes you great is you sitting right there in this body, in this suit, this meat suit. All your flaws, all your great endeavors, all your success, all your dreams. You are what you came here for. So ground in that today. Ashanaki, Ishatati, Oka, Inashatati, Anaka, Ain Satia, Book, No Shanakakaki, Ainatati, Ki, Ani, Kukushatati, Asha. So, let's get a card from the ancients. Well, I guess we got our card from the ancients. A shooting star, confirmation. There is some confirmation in this session today for you specifically. Here's the card. Make a what do you see? What do you see in the shadow and the light of it? Give yourself a message. What do you see? Ra's street, the windows in the darkness are lighting up, letting that star dust come through. Light it up. Sit in a little bit. What am my fingers covering the shoe? Sit in your walk of life. Ooh, look at that beautiful light that's coming in from the back of me. Oh, I think we got another card. That just flew out. Okay, all right. Fragmented. Change in nature. The message today is allow change to come through. The way that it comes through is by acknowledging where you're at and who you are, and being present for yourself. Get out in nature. Connect. Connect with the realness within the nature of you. You are nature. You are your own tree. Connect with the realness of you. Be present. Get out of the higher chakras and into the lower ones. Ground, root. Get in the pit. Don't be afraid. Or work to move out of fear. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I most definitely don't like when people tell me what to do. Well, maybe sometimes I need it, but we're not going to tell some of those people that. It's messy. The magic stream. Magic exists within our emotional body. It's a balancing act, though, because there's just as much magic in our minds. There's just as much magic in our egos. There's just as much magic in our soul. That can bring us home. Home is in your body right now. Home lives within the Om of you. Tree hugging, Loretta. I wish I could give you a hug. Show yourself some love today. Take a moment and feel it. If you can connect with me right now, beautiful. I'm going to send you this energy that I feel about you right now. If you're willing and wanting to accept it, I love you. Deeply. You matter. You matter. You not only matter, but you're important. I see you. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Because you're already forgiven. Let go of the pain. It doesn't matter anymore. You can't bring that into this field. It won't let you connect.